Good morning everybody, I'm Steve and welcome to Green Side Up, and it's a very happy Steve today that you find in the polytunnel down on the allotments. Happy for a couple of reasons. Number one, first, I've got to 9,000 subscribers and I'm absolutely made up about that. I couldn't be happier. Big welcome to all the new subscribers. Thanks for coming over and subscribing, and thanks to everyone for being part of Green Side Up. It means a lot to me. The second reason I'm happy today is because we had our last frost last night, and over the next 2 weeks, where we were having temperatures down to 1, 2 or even 0 degrees over the last couple of weeks, and frosts and ice, lowest temperatures over the next 2 weeks here in Cumbria are 7 or 8 degrees. So once I've got my tomatoes in these hot boxes, they're going to be about 10 degrees overnight. They're going to thrive and they're going to romp away, which is brilliant. And because there's no frost in the next couple of weeks, I reckon by the time we're at that end of that 2 weeks, we're going to be right towards the end of May, and I think all possibility of frost is gone. So it's time to crack on, and I'm absolutely overjoyed. So I've brought the tomato forest down out of the greenhouse today, and yeah, we're going to get cracking on with putting some plants out. So over the moon I am today. And if you can hear that, the pitter patter up there, that's sky juice coming down to bless my beds. It couldn't be better, could it? So here is the tomato forest that I've brought down. These singular plants on the end here, I've put aside for someone. He's coming down to collect those off me shortly. And these are the remains of my Crimson Crush. Big empty spaces there because I've got some ready to go in up a bit up in the tunnel. Here's my Ildi. Again, these are a lovely size, a little bit pale green, but they'll catch up now. They're pale because they're only in very small pots, I think 4-inch pots, whereas these are in sort of 6-inch pots. So they've run out of steam, but they'll get a damn good feed when they go in the ground. And here's the backups for everything else. These are Ailsa Craig and Gardener's Delight. These seriously need potting on. And you know, if you look at those, I mean, they're terrible really. But again, we're in that warm weather phase now. They'll romp away once they've gone into new compost. They'll sulk for about a week, as will all these plants when they go in the ground, but then they'll romp away, and they'll probably go in the new tunnel that's yet to go up. But again, there's some more plants going out of this lot that I've promised to other people, so yeah, you know, they won't be wasted anyway. They're not going to get composted. And now up here, I've opened up the first hot box and I've ripped out the other plants, and there's some plants here ready to go in. I'm going to get planting these in a minute, but I just wanted to show you these. These are what I've ripped out, and you can see the state of these. These are the leaves that got cold shock. And if you look at this plants carefully as I move the camera up, if I hold my fist there, that's essentially all of the plant that we've got, and even some of that is looking a bit dodgy. So that's all you'd have is that little bit of green there to photosynthesize for a plant that's that big. And this is why I'm replacing them, because the rest of this plant is pretty much useless, and you're left basically with little more than a seedling at this time in May. So this is why I'm replacing that with that, so if I can pair next to them there. So these will do so much better because they can photosynthesize better. So these are had it. We'll get them out the road and we can get on with planting. Okay, so I'm absolutely delighted now. I've got the first set of tomatoes inside this hot box on the left, and at the back there we've got the mighty Crimson Crush, and you can see they're looking lovely and green. They've got flowers on and they're going to do really well. And at the front there are 4 Ildi, I-L-D-I, and they're a little yellow pear-shaped tomato, and you get anywhere between 60 and 80 fruits per truss, so they'll be great in there. And they've all been watered in, they're all staked to the height of this hot box and tied in. so they can grow away up those stakes, and by the time I remove the hot box I can put proper cane supports in, which won't take long. You know, it's a half an hour's job to put supports in for them. So they're ready to rock and roll. But what I've got to do now is move some stuff from the other hot box in and around these plants. But very quickly, this year is a no dig experiment. Okay, there's about 5 or 6 inches of compost laid down in there, and it's homemade compost. It has got a lot of weed seeds in it, and I've had to weed it twice already. So I haven't bothered doing the usual where you put cardboard down first. I've just laid the compost on top, and it's to see what difference there is between dig and no dig in this environment inside a polytunnel. So the next box will be planted exactly the same, 4 Crimson Crush, 4 Ildis, but at the moment, if I pan over, you'll see I've got lots of pots in there, and what all this lot is in here is all my dahlias, and all the ones in pots are all my homegrown ones that I grew last year, saved over winter, and I've just repotted, and none of them have been watered yet. So I need to move some of them over to the other hot box, and those boxes there are my new ones that I bought this year. I need to move them also, and then I can clear this out and plant this up, and we'll go through the process on film of doing that. Okay, so I'm going to plant up these. This is just normal soil. The other bed was the no dig bed, and I've dug out 4 holes here. Now they're 12 inches deep. I used to plant deep tomatoes, and they'd be 18 inches deep. I'm just going to throw some compost in a couple of these holes, and I've got some bloodfish and bone here. I'm not putting much in, just a small handful between each hole, maybe a little bit more. I'll just mix that up. I'll get the plants, take off these bottom leaves, side shoots, take it all off. See, good plants then. I'll just plant them nice and deep. The same in the next one, just take off those lower leaves. And get it planted fairly deep. Like so. Now fill it up with compost around it. And then another little sprinkle of bloodfish and bone. Again, not much, you don't really want much. You can over fertilise your plants. And then fill it up with compost. This is a mix of green waste compost and bagged compost. And I'm really using this really just so that it's got some good humus rich soil in there to take up the moisture, because if the one thing that tomatoes need, it's moisture. And I'll just backfill with the soil that's around it, and that's it really. Now I just need to stake them and tie them. Obviously when they get a bit taller and these boxes are removed, I'll put some proper canes around them, and then I'll just tie them in, and that's it really. Nothing too special or fancy with them, but you want them deep planted if you can, because those fine hairs on the stems will turn into roots later, and the more stem you've got underneath, the more roots you've got underneath, and the more water they can take up, the better your crop will be. So there we go, and I'll just do the same with those there. So I've got this second hot box planted up now, and I've just given them an extreme watering. So they're planted very deep, they're about 12 inches deep. That's why these plants look a lot smaller than the ones in the no dig box that I showed you at first. So they'll sit in here and sulk for about a week now until they start getting the roots out, and and then they'll crack on and get on with it. So that's it. Tomatoes are in, which I'm really made up about. Got to 9,000 subscribers, which I'm absolutely over the moon about. Can't get much better than that, can it? Well, yeah, it can. It's pitter patter out there. Sky juice is coming down, watering everything outside, so that's brilliant. And I've got a lot of stuff that's already out, and more stuff can now be planted. So, and I've got lots of tender stuff to come down yet, and to get planted out in various spots, so I can get that sort of done over the next couple of weeks, which is excellent. Doesn't get much better than that, but wait, it does, because when I get to 10,000 subscribers, I'm holding a free to enter draw to win £50. Now, I did this when I got to 7,500 subscribers and when I got to 5,000 subscribers, and I held a free draw and everyone entered, and a couple of people won those prizes. So as I've said on those previous topics, and you can look back and check if you like, all you have to do is, once I get to 10,000 subscribers, I will release a video, and I'll just say that you just need to reply to this video, comment on it, and you're automatically entered. But the best thing to do about that is, because it will be time limited, probably to 24 hours, and after 24 hours I will close commenting on the topic and hold the draw and award the prize. And it will come in the form of a £50 Amazon voucher, so that anybody around the world can take part in this. It's not like it's a local competition, you know, where I'm giving away a plant and a fork and trowel set. It's worldwide, international, wherever you are. It will come in your currency to the value of £50 sterling. And I say, all you have to do is just comment within that window. Now, it could be feasible that you could miss that, but if you're subscribed to the channel, and hence getting me from 9,000 to 10,000 subscribers, if you're subscribed and if you've hit the notification bell selecting all, then every time I post a video, you won't miss it. And that way, when I do post that video, you won't miss it, and you won't miss the competition and be in with a chance of winning that £50. So there we go, it's over to you lot now. Again, thanks very much to all those people who have joined and those who continue to take part in Green Side Up. It's very much appreciated, and I think it's absolutely wonderful. Well, that's it for today. Tomorrow's another day and we'll get on with something else then, so I'll see you then. Take care, look after yourselves and stay safe please, and see you very, very soon. Ta-ra now.